9:30. We're live, by the way.
We are?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, all right.
I mean, we were live till 5 seconds ago. They didn't catch any of that other stuff.
They didn't catch any of your, like, low-key racism. All right.
It's all right, George. White people can't be racist.
Exactly. Anyway.
It's all right. It's a choice.
Did you guys watch that video I sent you of the black guy and the white guy in McDonald's?
Oh, my God.
No.
You need to watch it.
Did I connect to the right part of the router for this? Yes, I did. Know. We're good. We also have one viewer. Hi, Caitlin.
Oh, my God. Wait. Liz is a viewer? Where?
She's subscribed. Notifications and all.
Oh, shit.
Well, that's just peachy.
I bet she subscribed to Sloan, too.
I told her about that.
She's cheating.
You know, I was talking to Sloan, like, we probably shouldn't drop names while we're on live.
Jesus.
But I was talking to her for like for a while, like for 5 days in a row, and then I just like lost contact again. I felt really bad.
Yeah, she had sent me something, and I sent something back, and then she sent me something, and I never got back. She
liked 2 of my Instagram photos.
Like we were talking on Snapchat for like a good 3 days in a row, and we were talking about her new job, and then I like never heard from her again. I was really sad.
You should have asked her about content creation and how consistently she puts out stuff.
I asked her if she'd come on with us for an episode or two if we were talking about something she was interested in.
Okay. You started with, I was asking her if she wanted to come on with us, and I was going to be like, oh my God, don't do that to her. But then you said if we're talking about something she's interested in. I'm like, oh, okay. We went from 1 viewer to 2 viewers to no viewers back to 1 viewer.
That's how I like it.
Yeah. Just like my Twitch streams. Anyway, tonight we have a lovely selection of topics for you. And by lovely selection of topics, I mean...
We need one big giant one.
Yeah.
One topic that was brought to me courtesy of a friend who I will not name on air for the sake of his privacy, but
there
everyone involved knows. I name dropped him in our little
where they can just find somebody.
Well, no, but I don't. I asked him if he'd be okay with it. He said he didn't say yes or no. Yes. What?
That's a complete yes to that question.
But anyway. We're talking about tonight are E3 leaks, because I have a list courtesy of this friend, and he was happy to share it with me because of some specific content in it, because he wanted to see my reaction, and I completely ignored what he wanted me to see and got mad at a completely separate thing on the list because I'm a shallow piece of shit. But no. There's a list circulating about like a potential like outline for what's going to be available at E3 for Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. And we were just going to read off the list to you in order of press conferences so that we can talk about the potential validity of what's on here, because some of it seems legitimate and some of it seems a little bit contrived and a little bit too iffy. Now, if you don't want to be spoiled on any of this, and if you just want to go into E3 blind and enjoy your non-spoiler day, then feel free to click off. But if you don't mind looking at it objectively and just seeing what we have here as potential leaks, then stay and listen to us rant. Because there will be rants. But anyway, let's get to the thick of it. Starting from the top down, let's see. We're going to do it with EA first. George, kick us off with the list for the EA conference on June 9th.
Oh, my goodness. You're going to love this one. And so Electronic Arts on June 9th are said to be revealing a cinematic trailer for Battlefield 1945, a reveal trailer for Star Wars Bounty Hunters Mandalorian Nights, Madden 2019, enough said, Dragon Age Rise of Tiamat.
That's a Final Fantasy thing. Shut up.
Anthem, which will have a cinematic trailer and a presentation featuring Snoop Dogg and Zac Efron.
That's oddly specific.
They won.
Well, that's because I don't know if you remember the Battlefield 1 tournament they did, but they had like celebrities and streamers like team up with each other, and Snoop Dogg and Zac Efron were present there,
Man,
along with like
Dog. It's all about Zac Efron.
Yeah.
High School Musical all day, every day.
Like, I honestly didn't even know he was a gamer. I knew that he liked Naruto though, or was that like a Codier?
Naruto?
Yeah, I think it was him or one of the Sweet Life twins. I can't remember the names right now.
Yeah, it was one of the Sprouse twins. But I mean, you could tell me Snoop Dogg did too, and I believe it. He was in a Tekken game. You know what I'm saying?
I was talking about Zac Efron.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Snoop Dogg. Hey, both of them. You could tell me, and I'd believe you. That's the point.
Yeah.
How do you have a tournament for a game you haven't released yet?
Very easily. It's like what they're doing for Smash.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the same game.
They let people know ahead of time, and they have a very, very close beta.
Shelly, let's be for real. By that argument, this Battlefield tournament is like completely possible, man.
Now,
it's like the same game.
Yeah.
Didn't Battlefield like already have a World War II game that just came out?
Ryan, 19.
No. Because
what was the last Battlefield game?
Battlefield.
That was World War One.
Because it was World War One.
Okay, that's it. It was Call of Duty that went back to World War II.
Yeah.
World War.
Yeah, this is almost the end of World War II. See?
There was a Battlefield 1942 though. So 1945 would just yeah.
We all good. You talking to a Medal of Honor European assault veteran over here.
Let's talk about this Madden 2019 new franchise mode trailer.
New franchise mode.
Improved cornerback arm animation.
I can't believe that's a keynote. If this is a legitimate leak, that is a great keynote to
all right.
New punter interface.
Okay, I'm gonna be for real. As somebody who used to play a lot of Madden, like I'm hype. I'm hype at the sound of it.
That improved quarterback arm animation is shit.
Like I'm not gonna get the game.
All the ball has
I'm probably not even gonna follow
buy it. But
that just sounds that just sounds good.
That new punter interface made me not want to buy the game.
I just want to know how much mocap is going to go into this, because obviously they're going to zoom in on the animation of the throw, and we get to see the muscles contract as they hype.
That's only during replays. You don't see the shit during gameplay.
No, they're going to make a specific trailer to highlight the feature, and you're going to see fucking whoever
because it doesn't represent the game correctly.
I'm just ready to see some sweaty, muscly, mocap, heavy animation.
About that trailer last year, I think it was RG3's visor and it has reflection of another player. When the fuck am I gonna see that during gameplay? Don't show that.
You gotta zoom in real close.
You gotta get into photo mode.
You gotta zoom in, get the light shining right.
Boy, bring out the cinematography and
we don't really need another cinematic trailer for Anthem, do we?
I didn't think we did.
Wasn't the last one a gameplay trailer?
It was.
Yes, it was.
Quote unquote, because the scripted voices and everything, but it was enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was enough to give us an idea.
Yeah.
Let's see, and then what else? Dragon Age. I don't play a lot of Dragon Age. I know, 2 people that did, and they tried to get me to play it, and I was like, I can't do that right now.
I know a few. They'll probably be happy about this, honestly.
And Rise of the Final Fantasy villain.
It'll be let's see.
Oh, we missed one. Star Wars Bounty Hunters, Mandalorian Nights. I think that might be the open world thing that they're teasing. That's been rumored and leaked, supposedly.
What open world thing?
There's an open world Star Wars game in the works.
Well, I sure as hell know that there's no story-based game in the works, so...
I'm just glad to see a Battlefront game that's not on the list. They already haven't moved on to Battlefront 3. That's nice.
Yeah, they can't move on to Battlefront 3. because they have to do Battlefield first. That way they can just put whatever the fuck was in Battlefield for Battlefront 3.
Offset.
Because it's the same developer. It's DICE.
Yeah. Good old boys at the DICE, though.
Okay, Shelly, I'll give you your favorite. Read us off for the June 10th Microsoft press conference, if you would.
All right, hold on.
The list should be fresh in the chat. I sent a new copy.
Oh, you sent a new one?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's the same one. Okay.
Well, not a new
That's the one
list,
I
but
was
like
using.
I sent them again so you don't have to dig for them. My bad.
Hold on. This cuts off somewhere, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, it cuts off weird.
Unless that's just how short the...
That's how short it
That's how
is.
short it is?
No, I examined. That's how short it is.
It's not just Xbox One X retrospective trailer, Gears of War 5 reveal trailer, multiplayer demo.
We've reached the point in the list that makes us a little bit skeptical.
Teaser trailer,
That is not
probably multiplayer demo, and then closing testimonial. Here, I'm about to hold on.
Let me make sure that we're not
find the rest
misquoting
of
this.
this list.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
know
look
that's
in.
not
I'm gonna look on Snapchat at the stuff that I got.
All right.
Because if it's that short, now I'm a little bit more skeptical of this list, just because that's too perfect. Oh God.
I mean, just I know they're gonna have to have. I know they have more than that.
Okay, yeah, I have more.
Okay, yeah, I found it.
Yeah. So I'll read it off since we don't have it in the chat just yet.
Go ahead.
So we've got. That was funny as shit.
I was ready, bro. I was
like, they do not
ready.
just have 2 games and then that's it. Okay, so we've got an Xbox One X retrospective trailer of all the stuff they've accomplished up till now and how they're improving it.
We've released 2 mediocre games.
We've got Gears of War 5, which we already knew was coming, I think. Didn't that get leaked early?
I think that was in the Walmart thing.
Yeah. And then Halo 6, and we'll get a teaser trailer for that, apparently, with a speech and presentation from 343 Studios. Rock Band 4, Michael Jackson tribute.
Don't believe it.
Don't
believe it.
I can believe that. Actually, I believe it more if it was a Prince tribute.
I can believe it being a game. I can't believe it being a game from 2018 onward, just because of like.
Yeah, but they just brought Rock Band back.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And you see how that went, didn't you?
Michael Jackson sells the moolah.
You're right. You're not wrong.
Because they said they said Rock Band. I said, and they said Michael Jackson. I was like, ah.
All right.
They're gonna have to bring back the keyboard.
I feel like that if it comes back, it's just to test the waters for these kinds of games, because I feel like people are looking back on them a lot more fondly than they used to, because there was such an oversaturation in the market for a while that people just stopped buying everything because there was too much to keep up with. Or at least that's how it was for me.
Rock Band killed Mad Cats.
Yeah, it did.
That's why we can't get no more TE2s. They could have just stayed making fight sticks and nothing else.
Our next on the list is going to be Destiny 2, Ghosts of Nagasaki.
Oh, that's up under the Xbox one?
Yeah, that's up under that one.
Are you sure PlayStation has the marketing rights to Destiny?
That's where it's under their list.
Yeah.
Maybe it's this specific piece of content, because it contradicts with the Walmart one where it's like the Comet expansion. Unless the Comet expansion
that
is
would
supposed
be
to
the
come
Comet expansion, wouldn't it? It'd just be DLC, because Destiny 2 is already out.
Yeah.
Comet expansion. It'd just be whatever expansion that is.
Maybe it's Comet and then Ghost of Nagasaki, the same way it was like House of Wolves and Dark Below.
I think someone said whatever they like start developing a new piece of DLC or something, they always just name it Comet, just for a placeholder name.
Okay.
Well, what we have here is that it's going to be a reveal trailer and then a presentation featuring Bungie community managers and Nolan North, and a gameplay trailer.
Oh,
and
shit.
then
Xbox got Nolan North.
and for right up under that, we have One Punch Man subtitle. One is all it takes. And that immediately makes me a little bit worried.
I guarantee $5 says it's a Muso game.
Oh no, I definitely think it's a Muso game.
It's a hack and it's a not a hack and slash combat action because it's platinum.
Oh,
that is true.
Yeah.
Damn,
so we'll probably get something a little bit higher quality than Legend of Korra.
That game's gonna be shit.
No, it won't.
Not the shit. It's gonna be shit.
You're just hurt.
No, that game's gonna be shit.
You're just hurt.
I guarantee that game's gonna be shit.
You're just hurt.
I'm not hurt. I'm just worried because also, how do you make a game centered around a character that's broken as shit?
A Muso game.
I'm finna hit confirm for you. If anything, if it ends up being a flop, it'll be because Square Enix didn't give them enough money. Because if you go down and look further, I'm spoiling the list, but when you get to Square Enix, this game shows up again.
So we also have a Sea of Thieves segment with the Turbulent Kraken DLC.
No, thank you.
New ships trailer.
We're good.
And Conquer crossover DLC.
Everyone's fine.
Oh my god. How many years has it been with Conquer?
Too many.
How many years?
Because the GameCube, not GameCube, wow, no, the 64 was like late 90s or something like that. But he had like a game on the Game Boy before then. So a long time.
That was when it was
like, for an N64 Mini.
Because
I was gonna bring that up.
Like NSFW, didn't it? Like once it hit 64.
Yeah. And then that game got remade on the original Xbox, like I think after the buyout.
And that was just one of their things with Rare.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Sea of Thieves is Rare, so I guess it's not another question.
It makes sense, but I'm still like, dang, Rare.
You couldn't just give us a game. But I guess the entire studio is working on Sea of Thieves because that's a big project.
Sure.
We've got Crackdown 3. Wasn't that the one with Terry Crews? Yep, that's the one with Terry Crews.
Yeah, it's on the list.
I should have read that. Release date reveal trailer. Presentation featuring Terry Crews. I would have said RIP Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but it's already back.
Exactly. RIP.
And then we have a gameplay trailer.
$5 says he makes a joke about that on stage.
I actually might put you up on that.
I'm with it.
You're like, don't I owe you PS Plus?
You do owe me PS. You owe Shelly PS Plus. I don't know what you owe me.
I don't think I owe you anything.
No, you owe me something.
That's your story, Brian. You stick to it.
I'll just buy you lunch and call it a deal.
I'm with it.
I'll
send you my PayPal after the cast.
Did you get Well, I'll tell you. I'll talk to you this about it later. If you just remind me that I had something to talk to you about off stream.
Okay.
And we've got Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay trailer, and then exclusive content trailer.
Is that Microsoft too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But PlayStation has the marketing rights to Red Dead 2.
I don't know how legitimate this list is. But and then we have another Xbox One X sales success trailer. Presentation on new multi-threader cell processor. Presentation on improved vapor chamber cooling. Windows 10 on Xbox One trailer. What the fuck? Windows 10 on Xbox One trailer. Who asked for that? It's now just a PC. You're buying a PC. Congratulations. You have bought a high-end gaming laptop for your console. And then a closing testimonial trailer, which that makes sense. So the weirdest things about this list are definitely Destiny 2, Ghost of Nagasaki, and then Red Dead Redemption 2. I feel like Red Dead Red Dead Redemption 2 is likely, as long as they have an agreement with Microsoft. But I don't know. It's a little bit sketchy, or at least this portion of the list. I feel like if this is a fake, that they have slipped up on this one, possibly. But everything here seems likely, besides Rock Band 4, and also them presenting something on Destiny 2. Shelly, you do have this one. Will you read us the June 10th Bethesda conference layout?
Bethesda. God, it's like out of order. There we go. Okay. Quake Live multiplayer demo presentation featuring Pete Hines.
Whatever Quake is.
Y'all know Quake.
Huh?
I don't know.
That's
Quake.
that's the shooter.
I don't play shooter.
You'll know when you see it. Go ahead.
Elder Scrolls Online Somerset Isles. Trailer presentation featuring YouTube influencers. I love influencers. Starship City, the last Starfighter. Fallout Nuevo El Paso.
Okay, so is that a spin-off or is that a new game?
Just gotta be a spinoff.
Yeah. Drew and I were speculating, and he was like, just the title alone sounds like it makes it a lot like New
No one would
Vegas.
ever set a game in El Paso.
Yeah. That
They
and
do.
New Vegas had a different developer. It's just published by Bethesda. So if someone else were developing it, that would explain like the short development cycle from 4. If someone else was doing it the whole time.
I don't know, it wouldn't be that short. Fallout 4 came out like 3 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was right before we graduated.
Yeah.
Or before I graduated, excuse me.
Shut up.
I didn't realize that I like low-key roasted both of you with that.
I mean, I'm out now, so I don't care.
I mean, he's out
Yeah.
now. You just roasted me, I guess. Thanks. Nick.
I mean, you making more than me, so it's Gucci.
It's all right.
A little bit.
That was all a fluke.
That was all just on the whim of a white man.
A white woman, excuse me. My boss is white.
I'm talking about me, man.
Oh, I'm talking about me
Yeah, either way, white.
and and my promotion.
Elder Scrolls
else we got?
3, Morrow.
Elders- Okay.
Morrow. Wait.
Morrowind. Yeah. Morrowind HD.
Oh no, I tried to pronounce that Morrow.
So is that a remake of what? Okay, so hold on. Let's backtrack.
How many
Elder
Elder Scrolls things are
Scrolls
there?
3. That was a previous game, I'm assuming, and this is a remake of that.
Jesus.
But didn't they just release an online expansion pack for Elder Scrolls Online based on this?
Yeah, they did release the Morrowind expansion for ESO.
I guess it was just that popular that they wanted to remake something else involved with it.
The fact that they threw HD at the end of it makes me likely to believe that it's not remade so much as like touched up.
Yeah.
Like I think they're doing the Skyrim.
Yeah, it'd just be like a remaster.
They're doing the Square Enix thing with every Kingdom Hearts title ever known. Speaking of Square Enix,
Sure,
wait,
fine.
we need to go
Also,
with
don't
Rage
skip
2.
Rage 2.
Oh yeah, Rage 2.
Whatever that is. I've never heard of Rage
I don't
before.
like Bethesda really. I don't know why. Everyone gets hyped over Bethesda.
Rage was this open kind of shooter V. Like Bethesda presents Mad Max.
Huh. Is it post-apocalyptic?
Yes.
Ah.
Like
The
a
Square
lot of
Enix own
Bethesda.
Platinum, or is Platinum his own thing?
Huh?
The Square Enix own Platinum, or is Platinum is
No. Platinum its own thing.
Okay.
It works a lot with like Square Enix and Nintendo and other companies if you scoop them up.
Well, then it may as well be a subsidiary.
They had a lot of stuff with Sega too. And then Microsoft ruined Scalebound, so there's that.
Hey, that popped up on the store for like a few minutes.
Jesus.
Like who would just be fucking around with that if that wasn't going to be a thing? I guess
It's a cruel joke.
A very cruel joke.
A cruel angel's thesis.
Sorry, it was an accident. It was what accident? What you just fucking around with the fucking around with a dead IP?
Jesus.
I can do whatever I want.
He didn't even get to live. And they already killed
That game was performing so bad the last time I saw it.
I got the power of God and retail on my side.
That thing was at like 15 frames.
Well, Square Enix's press conference on June 11th. I'll do the honors.
I guess.
So we got Just Cause 4. I've never played any of them. Apparently, they're pretty popular.
3 is my first, but it's pretty good. I like the fact that you can do whatever, and that's the only thing I like about it. Huh?
Wasn't that on PS Plus?
Yeah, that's how I got it.
Did I download that?
I wasn't gonna pay for it.
No. I've heard that it's basically a more tame and centered Saints Row.
What?
Nah, I've heard that it's
What?
Wait,
I've heard that it's a more
Saints Row,
tame
but
and more like a centered idea than Saints Row. That Saints Row is just kind of like them doing whatever the hell they feel like, but it's basically the same concept, except it's not as NSFW.
I heard it's like almost like Crackdown or something.
Yeah. You do whatever you want to, but there's plot.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
That's
we
Crackdown,
have
so hey.
Kingdom Hearts 3, the release date trailer, and Marvel character trailer.
Y'all listening at home, get ready. We finna spend about a good 10 minutes on this one.
Iron Man!
Do not fucking start.
Captain America!
See, and here's the thing where I'm like, okay, if this list is real, why? And I'm asking myself why, because I have to question what they would do with this. Because later down this list, spoilers, we also get Square Enix's a trailer for Avengers Age of Reckoning. That Avengers project they announced, I don't know, like 2.5 years ago, that we never heard about again, but we knew that they were making something. I think they just released like an image and that was it of like whatever. And my question to Square Enix, they won't listen to this. Why now? Why Marvel? And why when you already have Big Hero 6? Now, what my immediate reaction was, it was anger, first off. I was just enraged.
I'm going to cut you off in a second, but go ahead. Go off.
Why? I would thought that it might be their reveal of Sora in a Marvel-esque way in Big Hero 6, or it could be a Marvel cameo in the Big Hero 6 world.
Nope. Nope. They're going to have a Marvel universe, and they're going to start out with Iron Man, and then it's going to go to Captain America. Then it's going to go to Thor, and then it's going to go to Hulk. And then they're going to have this whole Avengers thing, and then they're going to have Phase 2. And then it's going to go...
George, go ahead and get what you were going to say out, because I have to, because he mentioned that, I have to give my other piece of evidence against this.
Okay, you're asking the right question, but you're asking the wrong people. You said my question to Square Enix is, why Marvel? Why this? You know, why push the franchise? Why shield like this? That's not a question for Square Enix. That's a question for Disney, because they got about as much of a hand as Square Enix does. You know what I'm saying? Square Enix is, you know, they make the game, they develop the game, and yeah, they have this pool of franchises to work from. But Disney gonna at the end of the day, Disney's going to make the yay or nay on, yeah, you can use this. Nah, you can't use this. We think it'd be cool if you use this. That's the reason Dissidia never ended up being a Kingdom Hearts game. Disney was like, these characters that are like 50% ours fighting? No, we can't have that. We don't want that violence.
And another thing I want to present with Shelly, he brought up a good point.
Drop some Marvel Infinite.
Because he was just spouting off what could be in the world that they would add in, because assuming that this is a full-blown world. But you have to look at what it says. It says here, Marvel character trailer.
Yeah.
I don't know what they mean in what context.
A summon.
That would be good. That would be very good.
I mean the Avengers, because it's going to be the Avengers.
Honestly, I'm mad that wasn't your first thought after reading this specific word character and not like universe or.
Well, my first thought honestly was a secret boss, or something akin to that.
Why would you have just one Marvel character in there when you can have them all?
Well, the thing about that, Shelly, is that would require them to make a Marvel world. And if you want a Marvel world with multiple, that's
not hard to do. All you have to do is just have a regular world, but not show them, but just say it's the Marvel world.
But Shelly, you're not listening to me.
That
would mean that they have to add in all of the Avengers. They have to make their own little mini Marvel universe, explain all of their backstories, and then give them an appropriate amount of time to develop in their own.
I can't hear either one of y'all. And Shelly, don't act like I ain't just hear you say separate.
What did you say?
You get out of here with that.
What did he say?
I didn't know where he was going with it because I couldn't hear him over you, but he ended with they'll be separate but equal. And he was like, hold up.
Jesus Christ.
Hold up now.
It's the same thing that they do with the Netflix shows that they do with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on ABC and the Marvel movies. They're separate, but they're all in the same world, so they're equal.
Bullshit.
All you gotta do is just say, oh, hey, look. The kid's like, yeah, there's that big green guy. Like, everybody knows the fucking Hulk, but you just call him the big goddamn green guy.
Maybe.
Same world.
My thing is that I don't think that there will be a full-scale world because, like I just said, there's multiple reasons. Number one, they're making an Avengers game, so it would be completely counterproductive.
No. All the more reason because they're making an Avengers.
Shelly, shut the fuck up.
Well, how about this? How about this? How about the fact that the list just blatantly says character?
That's what I was going to come up with next.
You ain't have to come up with it, bro. Like, if it were a snake, you know what I'm saying? Chomp, chomp.
My thing is that they don't have the resources like they do with Tangled, like what they do with Hercules, like they do with Pixar. Marvel has not had a strong video game presence with Disney, and they don't have a studio that's had experience working with it. That's why Square Enix has been given free reign to make an Avengers project, since they have this relationship with Disney already. And when it became that franchise with Disney, they are now developing independently this new video game franchise for Marvel that's independent of everything that's come after it, or before it, excuse me. So
how much you want to bet they're going to give it to IDOS?
They should have let Sucker Punch do it.
I'm not saying the validity of who could respect the franchise. I think a Sucker Punch Marvel game would be amazing, just because I loved Infamous. But I don't know.
That or Insomniac, but Insomniac's already doing Spider-Man, so.
But George makes a great point of this being a Link summon, and it honestly, with the release date, we're probably gonna with a release date trailer, we're probably gonna get Big Hero 6 or One New World, and then there will be a smaller trailer or an add-on to the trailer for a Marvel Link Hero summon. Now, the question I would like to present to you both: who's it gonna be?
Oh, it's either Iron Man or Captain America. Those are the two biggest ones. There's no in
I honestly would say Spider-Man over both of those.
Nope. It's going to be Iron Man or Captain America. They are the two that represent the Marvel Universe.
See, I think Captain America's too American. Does that make sense? I feel like that's like such a. I feel like Iron Man would be a much more unilateral like decision on their part. You'd be able to cover all the bases of what's Marvel.
Also, his gameplay, if he was in the game, would probably work better.
To be fair, I don't think Nomura takes a regional approach to mine. So saying Captain America is too American is understandable, but like I don't think Nomura cares either way.
Like
well, what's he a fan of to begin with? Because I've only heard him talk about how much he like fangasms over Star Wars.
Ooh.
He really likes plaid apparently.
Oh,
Nomura.
Oh.
All these new character designs got everybody wearing plaid, and like it's kind of sickening.
But hey,
he's I gotta make these men handsome.
Marvel universe over Star Wars universe. Star Wars boys are hard on me.
See,
I might be looking forward to this Lando Calrissian standalone movie just because it's Donald Glover.
I know you are.
I don't know. I don't think I have an opinion on who it's gonna be. Low key, don't care. I guess if I had to say, just to be that dude, I say Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably not likely. It's probably not even gonna happen. But like, as much magic as you're fooling with in Kingdom Hearts, and how you got all these, you got Merlin, you got Yen Sid, you know, these people who can do magic, who apparently know how to wield the Keyblade, and Sora's supposed to be doing his mark of mastery. It wouldn't surprise me if he like had to learn some kind of magic from Doctor Strange or some crap like that.
I would appreciate a Link summon.
It's probably just
honestly, George, you've just because you said that and I didn't think about that, my fears are a little bit alleviated. But I gotta say that this bodes ill with me just because I want Star Wars so bad and Kingdom Hearts.
Why? How would that mix? Ever?
How does any of this mix?
I can see the Marvel shit mixing more than the Star Wars shit.
See, I see the exact opposite. And at the end of the day, I think it's just preference, honestly. But
it won't matter when Sora dies in the end.
Exactly. Apparently, the ending's going to be hard to stomach, and that either means that Xehanort wins and everything just goes to shit, and it's like one of those Final Fantasy 13-2 endings, or someone dies.
The game's going to end with, sorry, we didn't have enough space in the game to put gargoyles. We're really sorry.
But Shelly, that's fine because you're getting an entirely new saga of Kingdom Hearts games. So that's another chance to get gargoyles.
TV edition.
Oh, moving on from Kingdom Hearts 3 before I have a hernia.
2004 Disney Channel edition.
But we've got Final Fantasy VII Remake Episode 1 and a gameplay trailer for that, which I fully anticipated. I just didn't want to say anything because people were getting really upset about it.
Yeah.
Why?
I didn't want to like have any. Well, no. I always knew that CyberConnect 2 wouldn't finish out the game. I honestly don't know why they even approached that studio to begin with because
they had to make more Naruto Storm games.
I just because that's all I know CyberConnect 2 to do is Naruto Storm games. I was like, there's no way they're gonna like stay on with this project. That's not happening. So when they split with them, I never cared.
They're working on that JoJo's All-Star Battle sequel. The real sequel, not Eyes of Heaven.
Let's see. I've got... I'm expecting a 2019 release.
For 7 Remake?
For 7 Remake, probably around December, or probably a year from when KH3 is released. We'll probably get 7 Remake, Episode 1.
Tell you what, I'll do you one better. Keep talking.
What time? When in the game do you think it's going to end for episode 1?
I don't know. Wherever disc 1 ends, probably.
See, I heard that Genova on the boat, whenever they fight Genova on the boat, it will probably be the last boss, and that was a theory that was going around because of a supposed leak.
Okay, never mind. I was like, because I was all like, yeah, man, I'll do you one better. And then I looked up when original FF7 came out, and it was like January 31st of 97 for Japan, but like September here and November here. Not to line up with an anniversary, but not like a special one in particular, because I mean we've been past the 20th.
Yeah, because I think the 25th, I don't know what article or what news outlet said today on Twitter, but it's like they're expecting Final Fantasy like 7 Remake to be completely released by 2023, because that's the 25th anniversary. So we should have all of them by then at the very least.
About that, because I think I know that I might be thinking of an entirely different statement completely, which if I am, like, I'll find it and I'll correct myself later. That statement wasn't, I was about to say it was a joke. It wasn't a joke, but it was like cynicism. It's like, when do you hope to be done? And it's like, well, hopefully before the 25th anniversary, Kappa. I think it'll probably be done well before then.
And I'm expecting, honestly, like an episode a year or every year and a half. That's no big deal. Honestly, I just want him to get them out of the way, because on to my next thing, and this is the one that worries me the most out of everything on this entire list.
This is going to be the worst thing on the list.
Yeah, for me, personally. Now,
no, in general.
Well, let's talk about it.
Yeah, I'll tell you why.
The Final Fantasy Remake project, and the captions underneath that are like reveal trailer and then a Final Fantasy VIII announcement. Now, first off, let's get this out of the way. I love Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah,
8 deserves a remake, because when they were developing it, they only had a limited amount of time to make it, and they couldn't make it as good as they wanted to, which is why it suffers in gameplay-wise. But it's still my favorite Final Fantasy. I love it.
Also see FF12 Zodiac Age.
Exactly. I love it. I think it deserves a remake. It needs it, because there's no digital release on the PlayStation Store, which should tell you something. And if this is the reason why, I'm perfectly fine with that. Now, my biggest fear with this is that I said this, and I'm quoting a guy. His name's Blue Highwind, from the Final Fantasy Wikia. If you don't know him, go follow him on Twitter. Blue Highwind, I think, is his tag. Or at Blue Highwind, doesn't matter. Anyway, he said in the IRC chat, or whatever, is it IRC or is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the IRC chat, a long time ago, when FF7 Remake was first announced, he said that this is the end of Square Enix. It's the beginning of the end, because when they start, they're digging themselves into a hole, basically, because they're gonna get the idea that, remaking all these games is profitable, because they can't focus and dedicate enough resources to new IPs and new things with Final Fantasy.
Yep.
And focusing on that. And they're going to get stuck in a hole of remaking and remastering all of the old games, and then they're going to run out of things, and then they're going to actually move on to actually full-scale remakes of older titles, which, if this leak is true, then Final Fantasy VIII will be the first one to get this treatment, alongside 7. I'm assuming that it'll be a lower scale remake, and not quite as ambitious. I don't know what they're going to do with it. I'm curious to see this trailer, if it's legitimate. But I think that this is only bad for Square, because they're wasting resources.
Yep.
They're doing this to catch up.
Yeah, they are.
When they have all the confidence they need in the market right now, I feel like, with Final Fantasy XIV, Realm Reborn. They have a very good commercial success with Final Fantasy 15, even though that game took forever to come out. It did very well.
It's still not out yet.
It's still not out. They're still releasing shit. That's on the list too. But
if that ain't the SF5 of RPGs, good lord.
I don't think that this is good for Square at all. I think that they've dug themselves in a hole, and they're doing exactly what I thought that they would do and what Blue thought that they would do, and that worries me. Now, I also want to mention, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Octopath is on this list anywhere. It's not.
It has a release date already, so
but that would be under Nintendo, wouldn't it?
That would be under Nintendo, and they are not mentioned on this list because this is a press conference memo, and they are not doing a press conference.
Right.
Yeah.
So that is that was the only thing that made me question the validity, or one of the things that made me question the validity of this leak list.
The lack of Octopath?
Well, the lack of Octopath, because I knew that was a Square Enix title.
Yeah.
And I figured they'd at least have some mention of it, but it also is a Nintendo property. So they may want to make that exclusive for whatever Treehouse segment that they do.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a situation. Well, I could double check. That way I want to make sure I'm wrong, because I hate to misinform. But, yeah, if I'm correct, I think they publish it. Or I think it's devved and published by... No, okay. Yeah, it's devved and published by Square domestically, but everywhere else it is published by Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
So Nintendo's the reason I guess not the reason, but like
they're the
proponent for how it got out of Japan.
Let's see. And then we get another mention of One Punch Man. One is all it takes, because that's a Square Enix property apparently, because Platinum Games.
Okay.
And we'll get a gameplay trailer. We'll get a presentation from Platinum Games, and we'll get a cinematic trailer.
My piece on that, like, real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, and it probably won't even matter. I think it'll be better than what what Shelly is giving it credit for, but that's all dependent on two things. Who from Platinum is directing, and how much Square is giving Platinum to do it.
And
in the case with Nier Automata, that was a Square Enix title developed by Platinum. And it did magnificently. Yeah.
Did Platinum work with the original Nier?
No. That was a completely different company. The company, I'm pretty sure it was Caveat, that did the original Nier, also did the Drakengard games, which all of them prior to Automata were acclaimed for being not very,
good.
Caveat. But yeah, I mean, some people enjoyed them, but the general none of them were getting the kind of love that Automata was getting. Automata, Nier A. So yeah.
Shell, are you there? Or you're on the phone?
He's still on the phone.
As long as they balance the One Punch Man game, and as long as they make it, I think, concurrent with the plot of season 1 and 2, I think it'll be fine. If it's like some non-canon stuff, I feel like the game's going to suffer for it, because I honestly feel like the overall like basic plot of season 1 and season 2 is enough to make people hype if they're playing. But you've got to balance Saitama. You've got to balance everyone else. Unless Saitama it's one of those things where you play as everyone else up until the point of like the last boss or whatever, and then you get to play as Saitama.
Honestly, that's what I'm hoping for, because I look at the stuff for the My Hero Academia game, and it's like showing off the cast, because like those two superhero anime have been really hot right now, and like a big thing of it is that, as with superhero universes, there's just this expansive roster of all these characters with like different abilities and different abilities and traits and personalities and stuff like that. So if you end up seeing this game and the only character you can play is a Saitama, or at least Saitama and Genos, then I'm be pretty disappointed.
And I think that would be a wasted opportunity. And I don't think that it'll be a Muso game per se, like Shelly thought. Which honestly, One Punch Man would do well as a Muso game.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a Muso game because Tecmo Koei and Team Ninja aren't developing it.
Exactly. But we'll see how well they do it, because they're going to have a gameplay trailer, obviously. So that'll determine whether or not it's worth playing or not. But I think for anime fans, it'll be a good game regardless. We're still getting My Hero One Justice.
Jesus.
Whatever the hell, whoever greenlit that. I think it was honestly because people shorten it to My Hero in English all the time, and no one actually says the full title. Because no one wants to say academia.
Somebody said it was probably a licensing thing.
I would love to hear about that.
I need to go back and double check.
That'll be fine.
That was the discussion. I didn't believe it or discredit it.
Now, Square Enix is also showing Avengers: Age of Reckoning. I already mentioned that earlier, and that will be a reveal trailer. Instead of a reveal image of all the stuff that we've talked about thus far. And then it'll be whatever they're trying to accomplish with that. We'll actually get to see, what direction the game's taking, who's going to be involved with it, what kind of game it's going to be, if it's going to be like a fighter open world, is it going to be a hack and slash, which I'm expecting it to be. I don't even know, is it just Square Enix publishing it? Oh no, there will be a gameplay demo. Never mind.
Yeah. I think they're gonna, because it doesn't list any other. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't list any other companies, like when it had. Oh well, here's the presentation from Platinum and this and that, and with Destiny we had people from Bungie and stuff. So I'm not entirely sure that another company is developing it, and I think it's all going to be done in-house from Square Enix. Now, that's not to say that they don't give it to Eidos or something like that, but given that it's being all done by Square Enix, then I'm thinking that it's probably open world in the vein of like Just Cause, or maybe like some kind of action combat, not unlike Tomb Raider or Deus Ex.
Let's see. We've got Shadow of the Tomb Raider gameplay trailer, which that was just announced, so yay. And we got my most interesting bit of information for me, a new Final Fantasy Tactics, apparently. Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Ethereal Crystal. And that's a reveal trailer. I'm super excited about that. I love the Tactics series. And if it's departing from like the bullshit, because I didn't play any of the advanced Tactics games. Mm-hmm. I've only played War of the Lions. And then some of the OG one, but War of the Lions is a better port overall. And then I played Tactics Ogre, which is basically a spiritual. I think Tactics Ogre came before Final Fantasy Tactics, like right before. So I'm not sure. But anyway, those are the games I played. I love the series. I like that style of combat. I hope to God that it's a PS4 game and not a Vita game, because I think that if it's like a digital-only Vita game, that'll hurt the game for sure.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because they are not continuing with physical copies of Vita games anymore.
That's starting March of 2019, so if it comes out before then, you're fine.
But I would hope that it's a PS4 game, because I feel like that would be great for the franchise and to give it some much-needed exposure. And then this is the one, because it's Nier Automata 2, The End. I don't know how much of a placeholder title that is, and we don't get anything else besides that. It just lists it. It may just be that they announce it as a very short teaser where it's just a title drop, and then maybe like a few lines of dialogue. I don't know if that's real.
Hold on, I'm trying to catch up with you because I was doing some reading. What now?
Nier Automata 2.
No. I saw that, and that like immediately disintegrated this entire list for me because I'm like, well, we're only a year out of like the last game's development cycle, maybe two, I don't remember. And that's not a title that Yoko Taro would. Nah.
What are we talking about coming back?
Nier Automata 2, and how that is probably the worst thing on this list as far as legitimacy, because there's nothing.
Yeah.
There's no mention of a game reveal trailer or anything like that.
That made this entire list fake for me.
Wait, what game?
Nier Automata 2, The End.
That game, that's fake.
Yeah.
Nah, that's fake. Unless it was DLC, then that'd be different.
See, I thought about that as like a joke because I feel that they would do that.
I mean, Yoko Taro's not above messing with people like that, but that's different.
I honestly think if it is real, it may be just a placeholder title for people to like troll people with.
I mean, yeah. If it were a placeholder, then yeah, I could see Yoko Taro like shoehorning that in there. He's a weird dude.
And that's why I think we don't have anything to show for it, because it may just be a joke for something else that they're trying to work on.
I could see us getting more. I could see us getting more DLC.
I'd be totally fine with that. It may honestly be like. Do you think it might be like a final mix? And then they'd call it Nier Automata 2 as a fucking joke?
Nah. Low-key don't want to imagine what it could be, because that means I have to think about it again and I still have nightmares. That game is a ride.
It is. It is a ride from start to finish.
Yeah.
Much more compelling than you think it would be about big titty robots.
They're pretty compelling, bro.
But I'm hoping that like is just like one fake thing amongst a list of like really real things. If it's not, then this whole list is pointless.
Oh boy, we won't know till we get there.
Yeah, we still got a long way to go. Like we got like 2 weeks. We've got Splinter Cell. Oh wait, we're doing Ubisoft. Who wants to do Ubisoft?
I haven't gone in a while.
Go ahead.
All right, so we have a Splinter Cell Omega Protocol with a reveal trailer, presentation featuring Yves Guillemot, and a gameplay trailer. Assassin's Creed Dominance and a reveal trailer.
Told you Assassin's Creed was coming out this year.
Son of a gun. Watch Dogs 3.
I'm going to go back to Assassin's Creed.
That's fake. That's fake. Watch Dogs 2 just came out last year, didn't it?
They're revealing it.
Dude, it just came out last year.
They have a new Assassin's Creed every other year or every year now.
Who gives a fuck about Watch Dogs?
Well, the reason I didn't believe there would be an Assassin's Creed this year is that when they take off for Assassin's Creed, they drop Watch Dogs.
No. When you
that's the thing. This is just a reveal trailer for Assassin's Creed.
Game and it sells well, then you got to make a game the next year to capitalize on that.
See, now, I'm not talking about what you should do. I'm talking about what Ubisoft.
No, I'm talking about that's what they did do.
Well, the thing is, what is Assassin's Creed Dominance about?
Dominance.
I mean, I was likely to crack a joke about slavery, but
that's what I was going to
do.
I didn't want to say it.
I mean, we got like 2 games about that already, though.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed, it's a choice.
Jesus. Assassin's Creed, Far Cry 5 edition.
Oh, okay. I kind of want them to make Assassin's Creed Kanye edition, but it just be like back in slavery. And every time something slave-like's going to happen, it's choice. I could do this.
It's a choice.
I could not do this.
Y'all didn't know Catcher Freeman was an assassin.
It's just Roots, but God, don't even want to go down that road.
Okay, Brian, stop talking. Anyway,
Yeah.
Just Dance.
Slay today.
Just Dance Ultimate Party Mix
Rex.
with a concert performance demo. Which who has a hot song right now? Featuring whoever has a hot song. They'll probably get Cardi B out there.
Oh, I want Bruno Mars and Cardi B.
Yeah, they're the only relevant people right now.
Yeah. Dang it, I lost my list.
Oh, never mind.
Somebody messaged me.
Dude, This Is America, but like do the whole video.
They ain't finna put that on there.
God's plan.
You replace the guns with water guns.
Oh my god. Get y'all money. Steep Final Descent.
I keep looking at Steep. Steep keeps interesting me every time I see it. I don't know.
Okay, I was gonna say, did Steep sell?
I have no clue.
Like it looked good. I knew I wasn't gonna buy it.
It looks interesting.
Yeah.
It's like a snowboarding.
Yeah, that snowboarding game.
We knew about the Division 2.
But I think that's just because I like SSX so much.
Wow, Brian. Just take the list from me.
Oh, did we not move on? I wasn't paying attention. I was
you add
Bones, that game that they showed last year that looked like Sea of Thieves but better.
All the naval combat from Assassin's Creed, yeah. Nah, Brian, you asked what Steep was, and we were answering you, and then you responded with, we knew about the Division 2, and I was like, well, dang, all right. I'll answer your questions some other time. And yeah, we knew about the Division 2.
What is a Steep?
The snowboarding game.
We just said it was
We just said that.
I liked it so much because I think it reminded me of on PS3.
You know what else it reminds me of? When Shelly named off what's on the Sony list for June 11th.
All right, then.
That was a horrible segue.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
You know what I want? I want EA to come out and go, FIFA Street 2.
FIFA Street 2. FIFA Street 2.
And then just drop a mic and leave.
And then everybody's like, what? And only you are cheering in the audience.
Yes!
You're like, God.
I love you, man. Sit down.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Hold on. This list is kind of broken up like all over the place.
Yeah.
Last of Us 2. That's going to be the last thing. Why is it the first thing?
You don't think they'll open with it?
It's because you have to see the real last thing on this list.
Bloodborne 2, that's fake.
I don't think it's fake. I don't think it's fake. I think that's happening.
It's fake.
That is not fake.
They shit. Who makes it?
Miyazaki from Software, because it's called Software.
From Software, but with help of Studio Japan. But I know From Software doesn't want to make games anymore.
Yeah, they don't want to make any more Souls-like games anymore. Drew and I were having this conversation when we went over the list earlier.
But what about that teaser trailer for that thing that we didn't know what it was?
What thing?
Well, nobody knew what that was.
Well, that's probably Bloodborne 2.
Doubt it.
Doubtful.
Days Gone release date, trailer, and gameplay demo. That game's looking so spooky.
Exo Spook Life. Push me to the edge.
Can we talk about this Heavy Rain 2?
Yeah, that's fake.
That thing
that looks fake.
That's so fake.
Detroit is already out though.
Yeah, in a few days.
Yeah, I don't feel like Heavy Rain got like that big of a following to deserve a sequel.
The first one just came out again.
Spider-Man.
Beyond to suck.
Borderlands 3.
We knew that was happening.
Fortnite. Because that's already out.
Soul Calibur 6.
I'm excited about that.
It says exclusive Cloud, Tifa, and Sephiroth trailer. That sounds fake.
That sounds real as fuck.
There's no way.
No Man's Sky.
Well, how early did you get this list? Because I saw like
I got it today.
Yeah, but
How
when did
early
this come out?
today?
I got it as soon as I got off work around like 4:30 or so.
Okay,
But
never
when
mind.
did the list come out?
I don't know.
I saw other outlets posting articles about the speculation of the three of them showing up in Soul Calibur 6, like early this morning. Not to say that that gives weight to anything. I still think that's like hella ambitious, and I don't see it getting that many guest characters because they already have Geralt. But
No Man's Sky Coalescence.
Shenmue 3! They got delayed.
It did get delayed. It got delayed like last week.
I didn't even think it got a date.
No, we knew we got a release year, but then
Yeah.
it got pushed back.
Game's looking mad spooky, man. Life is Strange.
Storm's calling. Whatever the fuck that is. That'll
Call
probably be real. I don't think the Soul Calibur 6 stuff is real. And I don't think Heavy Rain 2 is real.
Did you guys hear that Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is not going to have a single player?
Yep.
I mean, it don't have a single player. It's just integrated with zombies. Sorta. And
Yeah, it's not a campaign anymore. Which I don't think anybody was playing the campaigns anyway.
And it's going to have a Battle Royale mode. So now
We knew that.
Fortnite can die.
Wait, what's getting the
Call of Duty.
Is getting a Battle Royale mode.
Jesus?
Like every other game.
And they're trying to make it like a battle royale that we haven't never seen before.
Ooh.
Tournament of the Ancients, First Blood.
What is that?
I don't know.
I can look it up real quick.
It's from Activision. So
I ain't doing nothing.
probably shit.
Well, while you're looking that up, we also have Overwatch Talon's Fury.
Oh my
Teaser
god, that
trailer.
game we never play!
Presentation featuring Jeff Kaplan, no shit. And then Overwatch tie-in movie trailer. So this, I don't know what the hell Talon's Fury is supposed to be, if it's supposed to be like a massive update that they're doing.
It's probably gonna be lore event, like with Uprising and Retribution.
Yeah,
There'd be no need to release like anything additional that you would have to buy for the game. What we'll probably get, because it's the second anniversary, is another edition of the game, not unlike the Origins edition or the Game of the Year edition.
Mm-hmm.
That'll just coincide with the time that this event is live.
Now, do you think they're actually doing a tie-in movie?
No.
They wanted to do a movie in the first place.
Yeah, I think that's
but
happening.
That didn't come together, so it's like, okay, let's do the game. Well, now they can do the movie. Because they've made God knows how much off the game and then off Overwatch League, exploiting people for ratings so we could all watch XQC be XQC. Anyway, go on.
Okay, so World of Warcraft PlayStation 4 edition.
Guys,
I want to start off by saying, didn't they say that would never happen?
Brian, let's take the time to realize how late we would be to World of Warcraft. Just that.
I don't think that matters. I think it's the fact that they're porting it now. And I'm pretty sure I just read an article like not too long ago of them saying, yeah, that'll never happen. So,
all right, hold on.
If it does happen, I think it's fake.
Wait, did you figure out what Tournament of the Ancients was?
I was looking it up. Nothing for Tournament of the Ancients came up. All results redirected me to Defense of the Ancients, which is Dota.
Oh.
Which
maybe it's a brand new game.
I figure I will still see something on it, but Fire Child, Tournament of the Ancients, Wonderland. Fire Child, Tournaments of the Ancients. It looks like, yeah, okay, so you know how Smite is a MOBA, but instead of top down, it's like third person?
Yeah.
It looks like if you made a MOBA and this probably isn't the this definitely isn't the game that's being shown in the list, but this is what I found for Tournament of the Ages. I'll put it in the group. It looks like if you tried to take a MOBA and just kind of smite it. So if it's like a third-person Dota, I believe it. But why would Valve want to do anything on console ever again when they have Steam?
My other thing, as we move on, with World of Warcraft, with that not being on, I didn't actually want to talk about that. Diablo 4 Rapture revealed trailer. That's bullshit. That's not happening. They would have saved that for BlizzCon.
You're right. Or the PC press conference.
Wait, what would they have saved that for?
For BlizzCon.
BlizzCon.
Nah, you showed it at E3.
I don't think it's true. I also Final Fantasy 15 King's Quest DLC. First off, that should be
definitely believe that.
Well, no, I believe it. It's happening. I don't think it's called King's Quest. I
believe it, title and all.
I don't think it. No, I'm pretty sure they already announced the title. I don't think that that's a real title. And also, that would be into the Square Enix thing. That wouldn't be
Sony
at the tail end. Sony could do it, but that would be at the end of the press conference. 15
got revealed at a Sony press conference, along with KH3.
Back to back.
Back to back.
I won't ever forget that night. That was amazing. They've got a PlayStation Indies compilation trailer, which that's a given. PS4 Pro version 2.0, whatever the hell that means. I was making a joke that the Pro has 3 sections on it now. Like the the PlayStation 4 has 2, the Pro has 3, and this one will just have another section added on.
Oh, it's probably just like a slim version of the Pro.
That wouldn't surprise me.
But and then the last one will be Death Stranding gameplay trailer, which was actually confirmed today that's happening. So that makes me hopeful for the list.
Well, everybody knew that, man.
See, that's why when you were like Last of Us 2, that should be at the end, and I'm like, nah, this Death Stranding, that's what'll be at the end.
Yeah, but didn't you see where Sony actually said what they were bringing? Like
Death Stranding, like Kojima though.
Like Sony actually
I know I'm making you.
Well, we're done with the list and listing it off. How likely do you think half of these games are going to be in here?
Pretty likely.
I'd say most of this is grounded in fact, and this is a lot. I think that this list has a lot of insider information in it, but I think that some of these are just directly like. I think it's like where there's smoke, there's fire kind of deal, but I also think that there are plants in here that are obviously not going to happen to throw people off the trail and to make them doubt the leaks. A lot of it's just common sense, but I think that most of these games are legitimate, and I think that maybe if you like maybe Nier Automata 2, the end, I feel like Diablo 4 is bullshit. I feel like Heavy Rain 2 is bullshit. I think Bloodborne 2 is legitimate, and I think that a lot of this other stuff is legitimate, but you know, whoever made the list, whether they were trying to entertain or at least just spark discussion, I think that they mostly got everything on the hit everything on the head if it's fake. And I would be excited to see what happens.
Are we going to see anything for? Well, I guess it's not on the list, but at the same time, the list can only be taken at face value. Are we going to see anything for Cyberpunk 2077?
I don't know. I honestly have not heard anything about that game recently.
Really, really hoping that didn't just,
get canceled.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it did because, you know, they would have released a statement, but I'm still just like, Can we see that?
I think there's a lot to look forward to. Obviously, I'm going to be focused mostly on KH3.
Yeah, you are.
And that's going to be the focal point of my E3. But I'm excited to see Sony's press conference, even though I'm not going to play a lot of them. Like Bloodborne 2 and all that would just be interesting to see. But I think what to look forward to at this E3 is just the Avengers stuff. I think will happen. I think that Final Fantasy VII Remake may get a new gameplay trailer because people have been looking for it, and I don't think Square's that stupid. If the Final Fantasy Tactics new game is War of the Ethereal Crystal, I think if that's real, I'd be happy to see something like that happen. And I'm honestly excited to see more of The Last of Us 2. If it happens.
We haven't seen any gameplay.
No,
that will happen because usually, we get that first little teaser, then you get the cinematic trailer, then the next year you actually get the gameplay.
But all of this, take all of this with a grain of salt. It's not a guarantee. This list is not by any means canon. So tell us in the comment section what you want the most, what you think is the most likely to happen. Do you think some of these titles mentioned are plants to throw us off the trail? Do you think that where there's smoke, there's fire for a lot of this? I think that most of this will come to pass, and I think that we'll be very satisfied. The most interesting tidbits to me are the Square Enix bits, because we're actually seeing new IPs now. Or not IPs at least, but new projects that involve things that aren't remakes of old Final Fantasy games necessarily, except for that 8 remake, which I really want to happen. I really want it to happen. I hope that if that's real, that happens soon. At the very least, just release it on PlayStation Plus or PSN. What are your favorite titles from this list, and what are you looking forward to most?
Who are you asking first? You. Oh, me. Oh. God, I need to look now.
I don't know. I'm kind of interested in that Avengers game.
Yeah. Hearing so much about it from like way back.
Oh, and I'm interested in that Michael Jackson game.
I want to see how that. It's like, I mean, the bias is real and the bias is obvious. A lot of what I'm hyped for and anticipating is like mostly gonna come from Nintendo. I am really hyped about Spider-Man, and I'm excited for Soul Calibur 6. And if there's more Nier Automata content, then I'm with it. Mostly, it's not even stuff on this list that I'm excited just so much as I want to be like, how are they about to do this? Like, I want to see how they're going to pull this off. Like, I want to see what One Punch Man is going to look like when Platinum gets a hold of it. I want to see how Square Enix is going to keep from showing the wrinkles and crow's feet on their worn out faces when they reveal the Final Fantasy Remake project. I want to finally see Kingdom Hearts get released in 2019. Jahari is calling it now. He's saying it's going to be September.
And, I don't. September is my like Hail Mary date. If that actually was a thing, I'd think it'll be November. Put me down for that.
Think Kingdom Hearts is going to release in September?
He thinks Kingdom Hearts is going to release in September.
I mean, it's perfectly entirely possible, but I don't think it's that ready.
September's too stacked already.
I mean, if anything, it'll be 15 again, where they say September, and then it has to get pushed to November. Like, he's not calling it to come out in September. He's calling it to announce in September.
November would actually be fine because, you got Call of Duty and Battlefield that release in November.
I'm almost banking on
that's fine because it's not the same audience.
I'm keeping release dates like completely out of it because 15 was dumb enough to announce themselves and then delay themselves from like releasing in Japan the same day as Persona 5. So whatever. But
then they had to delay again.
Yeah. My thing is, I'm in the mindset of December because they said it would release in 2018, and I'm still in the mindset that some way, somehow, this game just still isn't ready. There's still something wrong. And
yeah, they're like, oh shit, we got to put it in a Marvel world.
yeah, and so I'm like, December, because it can still come out in 2018, but it'll be at the very last moment.
Like lightning returns.
Yeah. As a man who has turned in a myriad of as a man who has turned in the bulk of his final project in the last week. Yeah.
My thing is that I was actually watching a BizKits, and go watch this if you guys haven't, if you're interested in Kingdom Hearts 3 stuff and battle mechanics. His like breakdown of his like demo experience with it, since he's like the speedrunner that I watch the most, that gives me the most information about battle mechanics. It's a BizKit 47 or 047, I'm not quite sure. I'll look it up on YouTube in the meantime. But he basically said that, it has a lot of potential for good combat, and that it's fun, that it's interesting, and that it's, for the most part, for the demo, very plausible, as long as we get a lot more content in the main game, for the combat to be the best the series ever seen, but maybe not the tightest, because Kingdom Hearts 2 has the tightest combat, but he said that the biggest complaints were that it was floaty, and that it left a lot of room for you to be like exposed to damage if you're playing at high level difficulties, and you get punished really easily. He said that there was some frame drop issues in certain parts, but that they weren't super noticeable, but they could be bothersome to people who were bothered by that kind of stuff. And then a few other things, like I can't run his entire video off of memory yet, but go watch his video of his impressions. I think that they will do some fine-tuning and some balancing. I need to know what worlds they have done to be able to give you an accurate time frame of like, are they ready to release this game? Because I fully anticipate that like if there's like something that's like super technically demanding, that they'll keep it in under wraps until about. So what do we have, like half a year now, almost, until the release, possibly. I think that it'll be November, because that's safe. That's like a good 5 months from now, almost. You've got what am I trying to say? You've got plenty of time to fine tune, to work on any bugs that there are, to do proper balancing issues, to do localization things, which I'm sure they're still in the middle of. I think that the voice acting is all but done, except for maybe a few add-ons. Because I did notice this in the new trailers and stuff that they announced, or they showed, that Sora's Dream Drop Distance lines and dialogue bits are still being reused, and I don't think that they would keep them. They may just be placeholders. But he also has lines done for the game, so I don't know if his voice acting, or Haley Joel Osment's voice acting is completely done yet. They may ask him to redo some stuff.
Maybe.
But I think that all they have left are just balancing and then fine-tuning what they have. But for the most part, the game's finished, and that a final build is like on the way.
On the way.
I would love for Square to release a demo publicly so that we could experience it, or at least.
Did you not play 2.8?
An actual demo.
Lie to me.
An actual demo.
Lie to me again.
An actual demo.
Lie to me again, just like you did before, Brian.
But yeah, I think I'm excited to see where they go from here. Only time will tell with these leaks. We've got a little bit over 2 weeks until E3 starts.
Mm-hmm.
Let me count down the days. What does it start on the 9th?
Jesus.
What we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 days till the 9th. Because we got this week, and then we've got all of next week, and then for the most part, the week after that. So about 2.5 weeks. So, you know, you can run from it, you can dread it, but destiny still comes knocking. I butchered that quote.
It's coming with a new expansion, in fact.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Destiny is going to come a knocking for the next 10 odd years.
Bullshit.
Well, it's not 10 anymore. It was 10 when they announced it.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I think that wraps up the stream. Now, if you guys have anything else you want to mention before we go ahead. If not, then I
next
think
time we're going to be doing the Power Rangers podcast, so let us know which seasons you want to talk about.
Yep.
Yep. I've been streaming on Twitch more. Go watch me when you can. Twitch.tv/Giorgio Fiorello.
If you want to drop your Twitter in the comments, George, you can do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be up for a while, so I'm probably just gonna go back and format like the tags and the titles for everything, because I noticed like you have different naming conventions than when I do it. Like I have a template.
Oh, I don't have a template.
Yeah.
What is the title of this video? I haven't even paid attention.
It's CNC Bros Cast, and then there's the date, and then I put E3, eggs, Ecchi, and eczema.
Eggs, Ecchi, and eczema. Fuck.
Like the titles are fine. I just always put like CNC Bros Cast and then the date before it, so it becomes like easier to find for archiving purposes.
Yeah.
A bunch of other podcasts do it too, except instead of like the date, it'll be like episode this or number this. So I'm probably just gonna pick one and then edit all the titles to do that.
Are you guys ready for that new Hey You Pikachu?
Oh yeah, Pokemon Switch was rumored.
Yeah.
So there may be Kanto remakes for the Switch.
Which not gonna make me buy a Switch. I said what it had to be to make me buy a Switch. So that's not it.
What'd you say it had to be? I completely forgot.
I said it had to be all the regions.
At least like 3 or 4 of them. I mean 3 is fine.
Rumored that it will at least be 2. The newest rumor I heard today, I was like, that's completely far-fetched. No pun intended. Or maybe pun intended because it's Pokemon. I was like, that's completely far-fetched. Get out of here. That's I don't know if I like that.
What, cross-travel to Kanto and Johto?
Yeah.
Yeah. I doubt
I wasn't put off to the cross-travel to Johto, but the other half of the rumor was that Johto abandons the gym system and takes up the trials like Alola. And I'm like, no.
Oh, wait, technically, shouldn't it be the Kanto region and then the Orange Islands?
No, because the Orange Islands were an anime-only location that we're not going to talk about.
But Ash won.
That's why nobody talks about it. He actually won. In Fire Red and Leaf Green, we do get the Sevi Islands, which are a set of Kanto-esque, Johto-esque islands. And if this is going to be some sort of Kanto remake, my anticipation is that we get the Sevi Islands back. Of course, another rumor that I was told is that this takes place like further down the timeline, and just geological Lord knows what has just caused the Kanto region to kind of split up a bit into a group of islands. I don't like that either. That's probably not going to be the case, though.
You're going to start the game and he's going to be like, my name is Tracy.
You're going to start the game and it's be like, war. War never changes.
Jesus.
I know you were expecting Brock, but that's not what you got.
The consensus was just that they would be vastly updated Yellow remakes.
God. I don't want to play Kanto again.
In which, me neither. I really don't. I'm burnt out on Kanto, and I blame the Gen 1ers. I really do.
I blame Pokemon Go.
Bitch.
Apparently,
Yeah, there's
another one of the things is that it's supposed to have compatibility with Go, which in Gen 7 there's a event location data for Pokemon Go, which implied that you were supposed to get a Pokemon and Go and be able to transfer that to your Gen 7 game.
Oh my god, that's great and amazing. But I'm like, oh my god, no. That's what I went through with Pokemon Revolution. Because they didn't have any actual Pokemon in the game. You just had to get them from your DS.
Well, see, there was nothing else in Battle Revolution to do. At the very least, if you get something and Go, you have a legitimate game to transfer it to.
No, I said that too. I was like, oh my god, it's still better than Revolution.
Yeah. Okay, I thought you said it's just like Revolution.
You think it'll be
play this
to the same effect like Pokemon Coliseum was? As far as the build and style of the game?
I want to believe the build will be a lot like Coliseum, but at the same time, Coliseum wasn't made by Game Freak, so it wouldn't surprise me if they just chose to go their own way with it.
How funny would it be if the game was still looked like a DS game, though?
I wouldn't put it past them.
They would have to give me like 10 save files and a bunch of content. Like, if you're gonna cut me on one thing, then you have to like hella make up for it.
I really don't want it. I don't want it to look like a shitty 3DS game. I want it to at least have HD comparable graphics. But you know, that's just me being
used to make it
wishful.
look like Breath of the Wild.
They're not gonna make it look like Breath of the Wild.
No, that's too much work.
I mean, not like it, but I mean,
if they use the same level of ambition, then I'm definitely with it.
I just don't see that happening now because I feel like this is a giant experiment anyway.
It is.
Yeah, it's the first one's on the Switch, so I'm not
doing Kanto.
I'm not holding my breath. Yeah, that is exactly why they're doing Kanto. Like I firmly believe it. But
I'm surprised the first thing they didn't show was Charizard.
I want to believe that they're going to take their steps with this one, and then whatever comes out of this will help them make a better game in the future. And I still
make Pikachu and Eevee, and then they're going to make Squirtle and Bulbasaur.
Well, to be fair, those are like the two most marketable Pokemon.
Well, it's also like the starters technically of Rival and Red.
Yeah. Well, not of Red.
Well, I mean, Gary and Ash, essentially.
Yeah. Sensei. Red had that Poliwhirl in the manga. Thing to go.
He's our man. If he can't do it, no. If that's not in the game, I swear to God, that game's a fail.
Of course it's not going to be in the game. They don't pull from the anime.
Except when they pull from the anime.
They don't pull from the only existence of the anime in the games is in like this one trial in Gen 7. If you look like hella close on the corner of the wall, you see a photo of Pikachu and Ash, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, how do you never put Ash in the game?
I mean, they have Ash's Greninja in the game.
Have you seen his track record? Why would you put Ash in the game?
He's your rival, and he would always lose to you. Just like in the show.
Jeez.
He puts up his Pikachu against your level 5 Snivy. You win.
Do you think that it'll be story based, or if it'll be purely a gameplay experience?
It can be story based.
I think it'll have story because in my opinion, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, because I didn't invest as much time into those games for real. Like Gen 1, I mean.
I didn't either.
I didn't feel like anything in Gen 1 had story, but that was fine.
It was really
it was loose and it was up to you. I mean, yeah, there was the whole stop Team Rocket become the champion, but it was kind of straightforward. And I think these games are going to build on that, but just like emphasize the trainer experience more. Because if you're going back to Kanto, then you're taking yourself completely out of the realm of, you know, this legendary Pokemon decides the fate of the world. Oh my God, you need to save the world and this and that, all this extra stuff. And it's just, you're there, you're a trainer, you're doing your thing, and that's the story. I think they're bringing it back to that whole "the story is you" kind of thing.
The hero's journey was all that Red and Blue were anyway. It was just you
Pretty
doing
much
your thing,
yeah.
And then coming full circle at the end
Yeah.
with Rival. And Johto had like a semi-story because you're trying to prevent the restart of Team Rocket. But that was it, and it was still weak by comparison.
It was that. Like
I honestly think that Johto's story is worse than Gen 1's.
But that's okay because I had Cyndaquil.
I don't think Johto's story is worse.
Actually, I think it is too.
I think it's really bad.
Really?
Like I feel like the hero's journey, like for Red and Blue, had a stronger impact, and that Johto was just kind of like, okay.
Yeah,
and then it threw you some stuff that really didn't matter. And then you play Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and then they try and like give names and faces to the admins for Team Rocket, but that's like the only plot you have, and the only other influence of story on the plot is your rival, and that's it. But he didn't have as much impact as Gary Oak did.
Well, I feel the same way about the Gen 2 games as I did about the Gen 1, where it's like there wasn't a lot of like, okay, yeah, the hero's journey is kind of the story, but even then there still wasn't like this huge emphasis on story. And the story focused less on you and in Gold and Silver and more on other characters. Because in Crystal, which they brought back in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, you know, you run into Eugene or Eugene or whoever the heck he is trying to chase Suicune. You see the revival of Team Rocket. For the Celebi event in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, you see like the origins of Giovanni and his relationship with Silver. And then at the very end of it all, like you climb Mount Silver and you fight Red, who is essentially like your predecessor kind of deal. See, I think it's more based on the characters around you rather than yourself, and you're watching it all happen. Which, I mean, saying that out loud, okay, that's a solid argument for how it could be bad because you're not as involved. But like as somebody who people watches a lot, I was with it personally, I guess. I don't like doing stuff. I like watching people do stuff.
I get that. Well, is that all the things that we wanted to talk about for the podcast? We kind of got off on a tangent with Pokemon. Yeah. But
it's another like, done the raps, dog. Except for all those trademarks they just filed for. That was a big red flag, but it's whatever.
I'm satisfied with what we have for now. But I will fully expect a Gen 4 remake eventually.
I want one somewhere down the line. Like, I'm not going to cry if I don't get one, like a bunch of these other, I don't got a word for them. But I think one would be nice.
I just beat Platinum recently, and I actually had a Dusknoir this time around, and I don't know why I've been sleeping on him.
I need to stream Platinum soon, but what sucks is that, like, I won't be able to get any of that cool stuff I can only get by trading.
I'll trade with you.
Oh my god, I hope that's not in the game.
Brian, I'm streaming it.
No, that's right.
You think they'd actually put that in the game? Only some Pokemon are in this Pikachu game, but only some other Pokemon are in this Eevee game.
You know they're going to do that.
That's exactly what they're doing.
That's why they release them in pairs. Like, you can't even be mad at that.
I can.
Joe, you don't have a Switch. You can't be mad anymore.
Yeah.
Definitely can.
Like, you say you can, but after 20 years, like, it's kind of silly.
Like, that.
Like,
we've literally accepted it as an absolute fact since day one.
That is why you fail.
That encourages trading.
You know, it'll be really
that way you can actually talk to people and make friends, even though you're playing a video game. That's where I make all my friends, right?
And enslaving animals.
Now I gotta buy 2 Switches so I can trade with myself.
You do that if you want to. By the way, Japan just got a dockless Switch set that they're selling.
Ooh.
Yep, it's the Switch by itself. You get to pick your color of Joy-Cons, and then there's the little grip things. Doesn't come with a dock. Doesn't come with an AC adapter either, though.
Okay, that sounds retarded.
The AC adapter part's pretty stupid. The no TV dock, that's fine, I guess.
No, that's still retarded.
I mean, it defeats the purpose of what they wanted to do. But hell, if they want to make it a handheld so bad, let them do it.
I mean, that's the option select. The no charger thing is hella boof. I don't know how much USB-C cords cost in Japan, because the dockless set is only going to be like a Japan only thing.
I mean, you're just paying for horrible frame rate.
Shelly, what are you paying for? Not a damn thing. So shut the fuck up.
Oh.
But anyway,
Shelly's paying to be exploited. But we also have PS Plus, so are we.
Exactly. Shelly, don't you have a Pro now?
No.
I thought you had a Pro.
No, I'm still waiting on my 5,000.
I'm still waiting on my 5,000.
Look at you.
Anyway,
you're gonna have an X-Bone before you know it.
He's gonna buy one because like, fine, fuck it, I'll play something else.
He's gonna buy one just to
play nothing.
He's gonna buy one just to destroy it live on this channel.
I would seriously do that.
He's gonna make a video of him unboxing it, and he'll be like, I still haven't unboxed it, and then he actually undoes the Xbox, and then he says, now I've unboxed it, goodbye.
Yeah.
Unbox it is going back.
All right. Well, I think that's good enough for a stream.
What the heck? Oh, yeah. Okay. Let me press the button. Bye, guys. Y'all have a wonderful night. Drive home safe. Peace, love, crit, and play Skullgirls.